Welcome to this Yin Yoga sequence for cultivating courage. Human existence truly requires courage. It requires courage for us to show up every day, to face the challenges of a day and to fulfill all the different responsibilities. And it requires courage to move out of our comfort zone and make sure that we keep growing. Enjoy this sequence that goes there into the areas of our body, into these organs that are closely connected to these qualities. Stepping forward, being courageous, overcome your fears and doubts so we can evolve and make sure that we get the best out of us. Enjoy the sequence.
Courage is that without which nothing is possible. Courage to live, to love, to be yourself. It is not the absence of fear. To the contrary, like shadow and light, courage cannot exist without it. Only once you know that bitter taste can you rise to feel something stronger in you, mysterious, that moves in ways you could not guess, or sometimes even understand, but that you discern unfolds perfectly. It may transcend common meaning, and answer to your truth only. It may not look like much to others, and sometimes it appears as quite the opposite. But you know, and will always know, what it means. Sometimes it will lead you down the more difficult path, and sometimes it will be the only choice and easy. But you will perceive when you are guided by it or something in its disguise. For a life without courage is a life unblossomed, full of potential and unexpressed. In this sense, perfect. There is no rejection, no failure, no fear, and there is very little of anything else either. Little joy, color, meaning, connection, soul. It takes courage to be in this world and of it, with its power and imperfection. It takes courage to open ourselves and to live to the full reach of our being, to show our true face and make use of our gifts, to admit our flaws, and to accept our power and vulnerability, our capacity for love, our need for compassion. But when we do, and only then, we are born. Truly and unequivocally, we become all we can be. Courage is that which makes us possible.
So after this beautiful poem about courage, you will have to carefully bring yourself away from the block by using your hands, putting your feet on the ground and simply roll to the side away from the block. Make yourself round for a while, and you will feel the strong sensations around your shoulder blades and your upper spine. And just when you feel safe enough, come back up to a seated position and bring yourself directly into a child's pose. Keep these movements really slow, like in slow motion. And make sure that you do not interrupt this ambience and energy that you dropped into after this first pose, the shoulder bridge. Because now we have a pose waiting for us that is supporting us into getting into our own skin, feeling at home with who we really are and showing us the way as we are. It will be the dragon. So please, from your child position, make sure that you place the hands firmly on the ground. You can straighten the arms now, lift the hips and tuck the toes under, and go into downward facing dog, where you walk on the spot to move yourself a little bit and stretching your legs. And it will be your left foot that comes forward. Place it directly outside of your left wrist and hand. Lower the right knee down. Relax the right toes. And then give yourself a moment here to really sink forward into this low lunge that is called dragon here. It will take a moment to let go of the muscle action around your right thigh. So don't be shy to open the left foot wide enough that you are not in your own way. And the hands do not have to be parallel or in any way. You can place them in a way and turn the wrists that you feel really stable. Concentrate on your breath first, so you get out of the inhalation and more into the exhalation, that you support the relaxing of these muscle groups, through which also the meridians of the stomach and the spleen are running along. Those organs that are connected with connection and feeling at home, clear thinking. Grounded, centered. That's what we need when we want to cultivate courage. And once you have dropped into this pose and the fascia, the tissue has melted a little bit like this hot chocolate in the desert, you probably want to have another sensation here and go a little bit higher. So see how it feels when you put a block or a bolster under your hands. It will increase the sensation in the body. You will have more distance between the different attachment of these hip flexors around the front of your thigh and the spine. The sensations are or can be quite strong in the dragon, so be aware why you do this pose. You want to cultivate courage. And especially when you are in this high dragon, play a little bit with the angle of your spine. You want probably to move a little bit more to the right side with your hands, so you get a different sensation. And really support this process of getting grounded, of getting centered, so that from this place you can step out of your comfort zone. You can discover new areas. If this becomes too strong for you for any reason, you can always go onto your forearms, if it is on the bolster, or straight away onto the ground. So see what suits you best here. You can rest your head on your fists or hands, or just let it sink or let it hang. And your body will ask you eventually to open up the left foot a little bit more, to sink more into this opening for the hip flexors. And it's not so much a reaching, it's really relaxing. Relax your head, the neck, and breathe into these strong sensations around the hips. Eventually you even feel already the side, the inside of the thigh where the liver channel runs along. And liver is the organ for courage. when we go out of our comfort zone, while we are pushing ourselves gently forward, at the same time we need kindness. We need this nourishing energy that prevents us from going too far, too fast and too deep. So integrate this here in your pose, in your thoughts, while still dealing with probably quite strong sensations. And you could stay here as long as you want also, or just the rest of the pose. But there is a third variation that I like to offer you here, and this is the twist. So you will come back up with straight arms and move the right arm as far out as you can, and maybe even moving and opening up the left foot more. And then with your left hand, push against this thigh, and you feel how you roll over this muscle group of your back leg, the hip flexors. And you feel how you reach other areas of your body with other energy channels, with other parts of fascia, this wonderful connective tissue that holds us together, but also needs to allow movement. You do not need to look up or to the side. You can always keep looking downwards because the spine will be twisted anyway. The hips will be opened. And so enjoy these last few moments here. Even if the sensation is strong, how do you face stronger challenges? Where do you find comfort within the discomfort? How do you do that? And from my own experience, I really know that it starts in the way of thinking, in our attitude. If we let go of the additional resistance of the mind, a challenge that is presented by life to us can become much easier to go through. So meanwhile, you're probably tired of my talking because I know with Dragon, I always risk to lose the love of my students, but I know it's worth it. So have another 3 to 5 breaths here. Enjoy the softening of the tissues. And we will not go into a rebound between the two sides. So listen carefully. Start looking down or come back up onto your straight arms if you are still in low dragon. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Tuck the back toes under. And then bring the front foot slowly backwards into downward facing dog and walk your dog out. Walk these strong sensations out here. You can also hang in there for 3 to 5 breaths with both legs straight and still, and really hang in between your shoulder blades. No need for alignment in your shoulders or arms. Let the head drop and hang. Allow the strong sensation to fade away. But then, of course, we have the other side. So start to look forward and bring the right foot straight away to the outside of your right wrist. Lower the left knee down. Relax the left toes. And again, give yourself at least a minute here to sink forward and down and find the right position here for your leg and for your arms. I like to give it to your own decision which variations you want to use for this other side. Do you want to start right away on a low dragon, on your forearms? Do you want to stay here with the straight arms? Even if you want to go straight away in the twist, please follow your instinct. Be courageous. Go what your body is asking you for. No need for the neck to be tense or active. Some of us even want to support the head on the fists or on a block. And then explore the sensations on this side and be aware of the reactions, your reactions, the mental reactions on this side. How long does it take you to actually move out of the comfort zone? How much do you like to stay in a common area that you are familiar with, in a situation that you know how to behave? As I said in the introduction, to be a human being requires courage every moment. It requires courage to show ourselves the way we are, to express our deepest feelings and emotions and opinions, even though those around us may not agree. Because if we do not do so, then we suppress, we deny who we really are, and we miss out a lot in life, because we will not use the qualities, the potential that only we are given and that only we can set into action and make a difference to this world. There are 2 more minutes, not even, to go, so you can choose how or in which variation you want to go here. Emily here chooses again the twist to end, which is a really good variation for the last moments of this pose, as this area of the fascia and the muscles has already been warmed up. So they will probably allow you to go deeper and to get to a deeper place of courage, a deeper place of longing that you probably haven't connected with before. It is this common struggle, if you are a little bit like me or many as I know, this balance between where do I get the feeling of belonging to others, where do I need to be accepted by others, and where do I just have other priorities and I know I just need to follow my way and to do what I think is right, even though it will make me be alone for a certain while, until I find again those who join me in this path. The last half a minute here, really be aware of your attitude when it becomes a little bit more uncomfortable, which usually means you need courage to keep going. Why would you do such a pose? What do you need courage for in your life right now? And after this last deep in and exhalation, we finally go to this well-deserved rebound, which means you just rely onto your belly. So make sure you have stability through your arms. You bring the feet in a position that you can simply lie onto your belly. Rest your head, eventually rock your pelvis a little bit. And enjoy this fading away of this strong sensation when fascia is put under tension, and therefore also the energy channels that run along this fascia. Let this courage that you have cultivated run through every single cell, so it will be available when you need it. And after having enjoyed this rebound of the dragon, you can prepare yourself to put yourself back up into child pose, but this time with really the knees widely open. If you need to put a blanket under your knees, please do so. The feet do not need to touch each other, they can be open. And you can rest your head or your chest, however your body will allow you this pose, on the ground. You can do this pose also with a bolster under your chest, but especially here as we want to sink deeper and open the legs more, allow them to slide more away from each other, I would suggest do it without a prop. Allow your belly to become heavy, and the main sensation will be in between the legs when they slowly slide apart from each other. For most of us, this is enough already, and you will be fine for the next 3 minutes in this position. For others, you want to have more sensation to reach this area and the liver channel that's running along there. In this case, you can simply lift the hips a little bit and move them a little bit forward so they are more or less between the knees. Again, the feet can open up to the sides or move in any way. And then here again, lower down your chest, your sternum, your belly. The arms, place them wherever they feel comfortable. They can even be bent slightly, that's not a problem. It's really nice to have in this position in frog, which is very strong for the adductors and therefore for the liver, which is again the organ closely connected to courage, setting boundaries, making decisions. To have there a blanket under your knees so the knees can slide. If you don't have it now, use it the next time. We have just 1 minute left here. Breathe into the sensation. Be kind with yourself. And ask yourself, where in your life do you need courage right now so you can step more into your light? Just a few more in and exhalations. And with a lot of kindness, begin to slide forward, to bring the legs together and rest into this comforting pose, allowing the energy to flow freely again and to support you in being bold and courageous.